King Charles III will be coronated on Saturday. Our reporter Khayelihle Khumalo is at the UK High Commissioner's residence. Let's cross live to him. Well, Khayelihle, good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us. Obviously, preparations well underway ahead of King Charles III's coronation on the 6th of May at the ambassador's residence in South Africa. Walk us through what's happening on your end as we await the day.
Well, absolutely. It's an absolutely delightful moment here as the UK High Commissioner here in South Africa is hosting quite throngs of guests here at his residence. So it's all about ushering this all-important day on Saturday with the coronation of King Charles III and Queen Consort Camilla. So there's quite a number of South Africans that he has invited and a number of walks of life from the art industry to academia, but also for the United Kingdom, Liesl, quite a very important moment as the country is marking quite a very new chapter with a new monarch taking over. And we know that when King Charles took over last year following his mother's death, he made it very clear that he understood the very heavy responsibility that he has, not only just for the United Kingdom, but for the 14 realms as well. But we do know that South Africa and the UK, they're very close in so many aspects. Like, for example, you'll recall last year in November that President Cyril Ramaphosa actually went to the UK, becoming the very first head of state to have an official engagement with King Charles III, speaking to the proximity of South Africa and the UK in so many aspects. I mean, you look at South Africa's just energy transition, Liesl. UK is among the European nations that are helping South Africa in terms of crowdfunding, in terms of making sure that South Africa is well prepared for that all-important transition when it comes to energy. But apart from that, it is a very colorful atmosphere where we are positioned. I mean, so many festivities expected, really, and we know that Saturday is going to be a culmination day, if you like, with so many planned activities. You know, we've seen garden parties being hosted in the United Kingdom, but also we've seen, for example, a number of things being done, the stamps being issued out ahead of these all-important days, but also reflecting the things that the British King Charles III likes. For example, we know that when it comes to climate change, he's a very prominent voice, and some of the stamps, 4 of them that have been issued, a lot of them also reflecting that the world should move to sustainability, but also reflecting the diversity of the United Kingdom.
Where you are, lots of music coming through. So you've spoken about the coronation reception, also describing the atmosphere there, explaining the strong trading ties between Britain and South Africa to date. I wonder how we could compare the different coronations to date of King Charles to that of his mother, given the changing dynamics in the monarchy, their relevance as well.
Well, very much so, Liesl, changing dynamics, especially because all of this happens as the world is facing a myriad of challenges. I mean, the cost of living crisis, high inflation, and many other challenges as well. So the same as well is happening in the UK, where we do understand over 2,000 guests will be coming over. So the number has been trimmed down a little. But what we do know so far is that South Africa is going to be represented by International Relations and Cooperation Minister Dr. Naledi Pandor, and many other guests as well from the Commonwealth. South Africa is part and parcel of the Commonwealth, obviously will be well represented by quite a number of esteemed guests, but also coming at a very critical time, Liesl, as well, especially when you look at the wave of anti-monarchy, the Republican sentiment, especially in the Caribbean island. A lot of them, they're really inspired by what we saw in Barbados when it really became a republic. You do have countries like Jamaica as well who really want to cut off the ties. I suppose that's another part that others are really reflecting on when you talk about this particular chapter. But also you recall when there was a Commonwealth summit in Kigali in Rwanda where the leader, King Charles III, really expresses forgiveness for the very ugly chapter that is associated with the Commonwealth. So there's quite a lot of things happening, but of course it is a very positive, generally, just atmosphere where we are positioned as we're waiting for the official proceedings to get underway here in Pretoria. So during the course of the afternoons as well, we'll be speaking to the High Commissioner as well, just speaking about the UK-South Africa relationship, and also just in terms of the preparations. We know that Westminster Abbey is going to be once again a very all-important venue where over hundreds of years and thousands of years where so many monarchs in the UK really had an opportunity to have the coronation, and quite a number of guests as well from all over the world will be descending to the UK to witness the occasion.
Yeah, absolutely, Khayelihle. We've also just heard decolonization sentiments coming through. We know that the monarchy announcing that the Kiono diamond will not be used this time during the coronation. So lots of questions about reparations, lots of questions about whether the king will address and even acknowledge the atrocities of the past in relation to how the monarchy got to where they are, and perhaps how they influence the colonies at large. But I know that you're there the afternoon and you will be speaking to the guests in attendance as well as the ambassador. Let's see how we can continue with that conversation. Thank you for your time with us, Khayelihle Khumalo, just giving us an update there at the UK High Commissioner's residence. This is as the days build up to King Charles III's coronation that's set to take place on Saturday.